As more and more people see their dogs as quintessential members of the family, their care is incorporated into a dog owner's cost of living. But in the United States, everyday people face a cost of living crisis. Therefore, so do their pets. Along with rent and grocery costs, the price of pet care has risen dramatically in recent years. A Bank of America Institute report found that since 2019, prices of services like veterinary care and grooming have gone up 42, with the cost of goods like food and treats surging 20. These barriers are leading to an influx of people surrendering their pets to shelters. The main reason for pet surrender is I can't afford it. Vet care is expensive, food is expensive. Just human cost of living is expensive. Reza Weinstock, the CEO of Animal Care Centers of New York City, told NBC News in July 2025. While shelters call on people to adopt, they also understand that there are barriers associated with pet care, and they don't want to create a cyclical problem where animals continue to return to shelters. Fostering has become a way to bridge the gap in the interim. Isabel Klee and her dog Simon. Photo by Jen Hillinger. Isabel Klee, famously known under her Instagram and TikTok Monica Simmons, has been fostering dogs for years, 25 of them, alongside her permanent pup, Simon. You can't have animal welfare without human welfare, Klee said in a recent podcast episode of The Dogs Were Good Again. There are so many rescue people who say things like, I hate people. That's why I work with dogs, and I do understand, she went on. In the rescue world, you see the worst of the worst, but you also just see a lot of people who have no other options. I think people are inherently good, and I think it's important to give them the benefit of the doubt. I've had so many fosters that were owner surrenders, and so many people say, I would never abandon my dog. Like, you should feel glad that you've never had to. Illustration by Kara Sykes. For good. For some people, surrendering their pet simply isn't an option. They would rather give up everything else first. It's something Dr. Quinn Stewart has seen firsthand in the last decade as he has built his non-profit Project Street Vet. A veterinarian for nearly 30 years, Stewart spent the majority of his early career as a shelter vet during the recession. At a shelter with high intake and high euthanasia rates in California's Central Valley, he was facing immense burnout and compassion fatigue. One night, as he was leaving work, he came across a homeless man and his dog outside of a 7-Eleven. The dog was clearly suffering from a flea condition. Wayne Stewart making his rounds on the street. Photo courtesy of Project Street Vet. Stewart introduced himself and offered to help the dog for free. When he saw the same dog about a week later, she was transformed. The man was just so grateful and started to cry, saying, Thank you for not ignoring me, for stepping over and offering to help. Stewart recalled to good. It was a turning point. At first it was just Stewart and his backpack with basic medical supplies and medications treating dogs on the streets of Skid Row in Los Angeles. Eventually, he officially created Project Street Vet, which now has chapters across the country where volunteer vets help treat the pets of homeless folks in need. Stewart said free vet clinics are certainly helpful, but walking the streets is where he meets most of his clientele. A volunteer vet at a Project Street Vet pop-up clinic. Photo courtesy of Project Street Vet. Most dogs just need essential care for skin issues, allergies, and basic wellness, like flea and tick medications, heartworm prevention, and regular vaccines. Any other major procedures are referred out to partner providers. For as much good as he's done over the years, it wasn't always easy for Stewart to have this approach. You come out of vet school taught to really understand that when you acquire a pet, you're taking on full responsibility for that pet. You should be in a position to give care to that pet, and it's not just love and companionship, but medical care, resources, food. But I think when you get in this game long enough, you realize that doesn't always play, he said. There are people who fall on hard times and rely on their pets in ways that maybe the rest of us take for granted. It's a lifeline for some people. We as an industry have to step up, find ways to be creative and help out. After spending so much time with unhoused clients, he has learned to remove shame and judgment from any aspect of his work. In fact, the organization's mantra is no judgment, just help. The organization focuses heavily on the importance of the human-canine bond. Photo courtesy of Project Street Vet. Our clients are by far better than the average pet parent, me included, when it comes to loyalty to their pets and companionship, Stewart said. When I hear these stories in the streets about people sacrificing their meal for the day to feed their pet, or when their golden ticket is finally pulled and they get housing offered, but they refuse if it does not accept their dog, you can't criticize that. They get it right in a way that most of us do not. The care Stewart and his team give to these animals isn't just out of the kindness of their hearts, it is also a strategy to help vulnerable people find a way out of their circumstances. I've seen it play out time and time again, where the absence of their dog leads them to fall back into their addiction, or they lose hope to continue. Some have fallen to suicide,